everybody, Jim from Jim's Coleus. I hope you like that little short. Oh, well, I made up for all that time yesterday I spent at the car show. I knew it was going to be a beautiful day today, so I really went all out and I potted like mad. I went through 2 large bags of potting mixture. I used up mostly all, I think I have 2 hanging baskets left, so I potted about 8 hanging baskets. Everything. I have no pots left really, and I can't be happier. Prepare to be amazed. That's the most beautiful Coleus that you've ever seen. And there's still more to come. They're only going to get more beautiful. All right, so I just finished putting my tent away. I had tables out, the tent up, and I had everything out. I had pulled all the stops out. We got a little wind, as you can see, and I just put the fan back in. We want to make sure we get lots of air current going through there. Even though there's a breeze, it's good to keep that air going. It really keeps the insects, just any insects that stop in here, they're going to move on. They're not going to find a nice home. That's probably why I don't get any insect problems in my greenhouse, because I always keep the fan going. So let's go inside, take a look. You know, I have to think about getting a light in here, so when I film, maybe brighten things up a little bit and give you guys a little better view. Again, I potted a lot. I did a lot of potting today. Here, some of them are the existing pots from the other video, but I got myself really organized now. I'm ready to go for the farmers market. It's going to be a great opening. I'm really excited. And again, if you're in the New Jersey, New York area, Jersey Shore area, and you want to get some beautiful Coleus, stop by. I'd love to meet you. That's Bay Head, New Jersey. It is about an hour south of New York City, an hour northeast of Philly, and about 45 minutes north of Atlantic City. So you can see I have about 5 trays left over, which is fine. I sell these individually to people. That's their option to plant their Coleus in the ground or make up their own pots. I'm just showing. I'll give you. So that's it. That's the trays. Where to really start? Again, this is my. I keep my larger planters. Some of these are for the farmers market. Some of them are for me. Some of them are for my seed harvesting. So I do keep these separate. Once these are established, then I separate them so I can get as pure seeds as I can for my eBay listing. So you can see these are really doing good. Is a Defiance. I potted that. That's going to be a gigantic. Look at it. It's already on its way. Saturn rings. I repotted that colossal marble because it wasn't doing well in another pot. I'm not sure, so I trimmed it a little bit, and trimming really makes a difference, really does. So my fishnet's doing pretty well. I mean, this is the one rooting I had left. The other one died, but I'm not really worried because I did manage to have a few seeds, and I do have one fishnet coming in. And here it is. It's this is one I grew from seed. It's very young, so I put it in this pot. It's not a giant pot, and we'll see how it goes. Let's start from up top here. Again, I just turned all these. And these are from the previous video. They're just still growing away. I moved some of them around, turned them around so they're facing here. Look at the color. These are just filling in so nicely. This is exactly what I wanted. They're really coming in nicely. There's some Saturn rings. And again, I potted today. Back there. And there's a terranium mix I did the other day. So I think I had 3 or 4 of these. So I just got a little mixture. There's a little mosaic and another red. There's the third. And a bunch of these ovals. I potted all 10 of these. Or used these 10 pots rather. That's a tongue twister. 2 to a pot, 2 Coleus to a pot. And again, if you're not following along, years ago I had purchased a bunch of these, but they were the same exact oval, but they had like butterfly silk screening on them. These have like little stamps, wish upon a starfish, and meet me by the sea, which is fine. They're nice little pots. I always liked potting in these. I put 2 Coleus. They're compact and they're easy to transport, and the Coleus grow very well. They really grow well in these. They don't overheat. In these particular pots, I guess because they're aluminum, or I don't know what they're made of, but they're like a galvanized, but they just do well. So we're gonna have good luck with these as always. Years ago, I actually could buy these online by bulk, so I ordered like 500 of them, and they're gone. I mean, over the course of 10 years, I sold them all out. So I'm going to go back to the dollar store, grab up a bunch more. Again, I mentioned I don't like to steal everything. I don't like to take everything out of the stores. I know, Brooklyn, I hear you. Brooklyn, my mentor, had mentioned that, oh, go ahead, take them. So, but yeah, I'll go back and maybe take some more. I'm sure they have plenty, because in order for me to buy them in bulk now, I'd have to buy about 2,000, and I'm not going to do that. And here's a few more, and these are the larger oval ones, which I don't like because they're kind of flimsy. They bend, so I really don't like them. And of course those. I potted up this lime shrimp. A friend of mine from work had given me a bunch of pots. Dina, thank you. And I used quite a few of them. And again, these I usually keep these. I do this year after year. There are certain ones that I keep on the floor, and they really do well back here. I wanted to make sure I have my Kingswood torch. I potted a Kingswood torch in that, and also back there. And I think that's a pot from Dina as well, so thanks, Dina. And of course we have these. I just moved these from the window side of the greenhouse rather to this here. So like I said, I like to move things around. I rotate things around. I'm always moving them. Gives them a little different aspect of light, as I mentioned. Because they're going to move and face towards the light, so it exercises the plant. I guess plants need exercise, and it keeps them from, just bending one way and kind of growing in one direction, and it kind of helps them fill out. But those are kind of neat. Here are all the hanging baskets I did today. I do 7. 8. I hung one outside, so I did about 8 hanging baskets, and these are going to fill in, so we still have a lot of growth to go. And I bought these bulk through a greenhouse supply company. And here is I'm hoping this takes. This was a little Inky Fingers branch that broke off of one of my stems, so I had it rooted in water, and it did root. So I'm going to see how that goes. It looks okay. It's a little, there's a little stress action going on, but I think it'll do all right. So if it doesn't, I have some others. So it's another hanging basket. See how they go this year. I put in a lot of colorful Coleus in my hanging baskets, so I think they'll go. And as they get really larger, then I'll spread them out. I have these hanger bars and so forth. I have an old broom handle I'm using for heavier hanging baskets to prevent any accidents. I don't want to hang on this chicken wire because it may break, and you know what kind of disaster that could be. So just a little something for everybody. Here's what I did the other day. So as you can see, folks, if you're new to my channel or fairly new, it's a lot of work here. This is when I start to really go nuts, because I got to make sure all of these are watered. I have to trim them. I did that today as well. You can see some of these. I trim them. Right there is a perfect example. They start leaning over. You got all that undergrowth coming in. Trimming is the best way to get your plants rocking and rolling. Trim your Coleus. Don't be afraid. It does wonders. Here's one that needs to be trimmed. See, that happens a lot too. Coleus, by nature of the way you plant the seeds, they're not buried. They're placed on top, and then the roots go into the soil, but sometimes they're very shallow. And this you have it happen. So what you can do is when you plant this, you can bury it down below a little further to make up. So this is really hanging on by just a few roots. And it happens to a few of them. But most of them root pretty deeply where it doesn't happen. But I spent a lot of time today doing a little of everything, but mostly potting and trimming as I go. It's just sort of like a dance. You trimmed here. Whoops, there we go. Trimmed there. Had some larger leaves on the bottom. Trimmed there. You know, these I didn't really trim. I don't want to mess with these. And these will fill out nicely. These are very slow. As I mentioned, they really, some of them are a little faster, but they're doing pretty well. I don't see them declining. Really careful with these wizard rows not to overwater them. So I really skip a few days. Everything is really well watered, so skip a few days, a day or two. You watched my previous video I did the other day. It's best to be conservative, get to know, you know, your pots and so forth. So wow, look at these. These are beautiful. These are not going to last, folks. When I bring these to the farmer's market, they're gone. And again, some of them are smaller, so I don't have to bring everything I have to the farmer's market. I don't have enough room. I have a table. I used to bring 2 or 3 tables and just bring everything, and it was just too much work for just me. I have my son sometimes can help me, but at this point, I'm going to take the largest, and you know, because I have a lot of the same, so I'm going to take the largest of each type and some of the smaller ones, let them grow. And then the farmer's market starts the end of June and it goes straight through till the September, or until I sell out. So sometimes I'm out there until Labor Day. The past 2 years I pretty much sold out the week before Labor Day. So there's lots of time for these to grow. Some more. Here's a really nice, isn't this a nice Saturn? And that's just a pot. Again, it's a little watering can pot. It has holes on the bottom. I found this, I forget where I got this, found it or whatever, and just repurposed it. It's not, the soil is not in it. There's a pot that's just on top that just kind of, if I can, it just snaps right in, and it's a nice nice little pot. How about that, huh? That's a goner. When I say goner, I mean that's not going to be long. It's not going to be at the farmer's market very long. That'll be a one trip This will be a one-way from the greenhouse to the farmer's market, and then home to a new owner. Lots of color. So you can do this yourself. These are ideas also for you. So go to the dollar store, grab up a couple of these dollar store pots. You may not have these exact ones, but I'm sure they have some. I go to Dollar General. Dollar General has these. There's Family Dollar. Family Dollar was the one that had these. Dollar General is where I get most of my pots. And again, same thing. A few years ago, I was able to order these direct from Dollar General online, and I ordered about 200 of them. So I didn't have to take them from the store. It was easier, and they just shipped them to the store, and I picked them up. But they don't have that. Since COVID, they stopped doing that. So I'm not able to order them like that. And I wish I could, because it was nice, and I can order 25. It comes to a case of 25. So I ordered like 6 cases, and they came in all the colors. It was just a variety of the colors. Okay. All right, and just for the video, I took a couple of them down for you guys to look at. So 3. These are 8-inch hanging baskets. So I put 3 Coleus, and just make sure when you plant your Coleus, plant them in the open triangle section. Just think of it as a pie, pizza. So they're in each of the openings. So when I do the farmer's market, I have a nice variety. I have something for everybody. And then by mid-July, I'm going to have some of these giant planters. Some of them I keep them for myself, but I'm going to have a few big showcase planters, such as this here, from a few years ago, last year. So, but I like to bring a little of everything for everybody. And these trays are really nice. They always go. People grab a few. I'll make a deal with them too. One towards the end of the season last year, I had a whole tray left, and someone made me an offer for the whole tray. I'm like, take them. And it's good. Go to a home. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. And you know what? I forgot. I ran out of potting soil, and I thought I was done with pots. And then I came in here, I put everything in, and I look up and I see those 2 blue fluted pots. I was like, because I love those. So, but I'll pick up a small bag of potting mixture, and we'll get some Coleus in that. So I have see, it's about 80 in here. I got my camera, my internet camera. That's not going to be too important. Coming up soon, because I really keep that in the early part of the season, when temps could be fluctuate in the 40s and so forth. So I like to keep the temperature. I have my heater, which I really don't expect to be using for the remainder of the season, just early on. But I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned. Again, it's just amazing how it's just amazing how inside of just a couple of days, how they just exploded. And that's the thing with Coleus, they just boom. You feel like that you come in one day and you're like, wow, they weren't that big yesterday. You're almost like, wait, they weren't that big yesterday. I don't think they were. Anyway, that's the beauty and the enjoyment of making of growing these Coleus. So thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your Sunday.